Hello everyone, welcome to the Forum Communications annual look at the Fargo Marathon route. For the next 10 to 12 minutes, you'll get a good look at the route and the fast-friendly course that you'll see when you run the 12th annual Fargo Marathon. Hello, I'm Jeff Kolpack. I've covered this race for 12 years for the Forum newspaper. He is Mark Knutson. He is the executive director of the Fargo Marathon all 12 years. And to think that first race was 2,400 runners, and you thought that was huge.
That was huge, yeah. We couldn't believe, we thought we had a problem on our hands at 2,400 people because we didn't know if we could handle it, so.
Well, the numbers have escalated, 23,000 in 2014. Last year, about 22,000 or so. You expect similar crowds this year?
Yeah, I think so. We're tracking right on with where we were. We're about 2 weeks later this year, right. So, you know, if the weather's nice throughout May, that might add to the numbers. So.
It's May 19th to 21st, so May 19th is a Thursday. And you have the annual youth run, which kicks things off.
Yep, youth run, you know, last year 25 to 2,600 participants in that. So that's I always say we're breeding future marathoners when we have that youth run, so. And
then Friday is the 10K, and that's the one where you want to get as many as possible because the benefits of that race are just enormous.
the Friday night 5K hero run that we've retitled it this year, you know, to say thank you to all the heroes out there, you know, stemming from the events of February with Officer Mosier, but really a way to give back to all the heroes in our community. So.
And Saturday, that's when the big race really gets going, all three races, starting with the marathon and the marathon relay. That's the first one off the block at 8 a.m.
Yep. Kick them off, get out of the dome, you know, same as last year, start from inside the dome. That worked out great.
So that's 7:30 a.m.
Yes.
And then 7:45 is when the half marathon gets going. So half marathoners, be ready because that's going to be a quick start for you after they leave.
Yeah, it's going to be key that we get all the marathoners into the chute, and as soon as they go, we've got to have half marathoners flowing right in. So it's not going to be as kind of laid back as it was last year. It's going to be a little more rush.
Right, and then 8 a.m. is a 10K start, but you're here because of the marathon. And let's get to the route because it's an indoor start, and that's a rare thing in marathons these days.
Very rare. We're just fortunate, you know. I mean, this community has just a great asset in the Fargo Dome. You know, whether it's football, concerts, and now marathons. But to be able to start indoors last year, of course, when it was 32 degrees outside, there wasn't anybody complaining about that indoor start.
Right. So. And there's the marathon. There's the Fargo Dome where you will start the 26.2-mile race. Here we go. Let's get going. We're going to speed it up, so pay attention.
Look at this. Heading up north here, hanging right at 25th Avenue. This is a little bit new this year, and we'll come up here to the Northport Shopping Center on your left and past Broadway there.
And if it's a cold north wind, you'll get that out right away.
Yeah, we'll get it out, and part of this, I wanted to go through some more neighborhoods to kind of defer that wind a little bit, if you will. And this is Edgewood Drive, making our way up to 32nd Avenue North here.
Okay, heading up and continuing north. We're heading toward Edgewood Golf Course, for those of you familiar with that. And on 32nd Avenue right now, and then we hang a left.
Here we go. This is making our way up towards the golf course, and great neighborhoods up here, as you very well know, Jeff. This is when I need to get out and go for a nice peaceful run, I park my car at the Dome and I just get up to this part of the
gentle
country.
Curves too.
Gentle curves.
That's good. That's key to really getting your pace going too.
It really is. Really and really nice streets, as you can see. Recently repaved. Good coverage from tree standpoint. You know, and if it is a windy day, it's going to be blocking the wind, and just great residential. We'll have the bands out there.
Oh yeah. How many bands this year?
I've got 58.
Wow, that's a record,
so it's a record this year, yeah. In fact, I have more bands than I have homes right now. So
here we had this. I believe this is Lilac Lane.
Yep. You're right. Yep.
Again, another nice, great neighborhood, peaceful, little gentle, winding roads.
Yeah. Still haven't seen a hill other than the one coming out of the Dome, I guess.
I don't know if we will. Probably underpass, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Now heading west on 23rd Avenue.
3rd Street here, and coming up to now we'll be on the north side of Elzegel Golf Course this year. Taking a little different route, but we'll.
Why is that?
Well, with 14th Avenue now, they cut off that road, 14th Avenue, over to Elm Street. So
we're out of towners. That was a flood wall. Here we go. We got drone action now.
Drone. Look at this. I don't know if anybody will be actually hovering on race day, but this looks great. You know, we're on the bike path going through North Fargo Park here.
New path too. You can see it's freshly
Yeah.
paved, recently paved,
That was
pretty wide.
It was a great ad last year. You know, people just love that, and it hadn't really been utilized before. And
Right.
you know, thankfully, the last year and this year, we haven't really had a.
Yeah. Heading on about mile 8, right about here, underneath the 12th Avenue Bridge, there's Jack Williams Stadium to the right. Continuing on the path, and again, it's a new bike path.
Yeah, brand new, perfect. Just to kind of now you're out of the neighborhoods. This is
Yep.
kind of get into the zone here. A little bit of hills, you know, maybe a 5-foot upgrade up and down, but.
Okay, back to residential, back to the parties.
Yep, and this is new too. With 2nd Street being under construction, we're going to head east here and go through Oak Grove High School.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that bridge should be down by race
Let's
day.
hope so, yeah.
And then take us back to the Moorhead side of the trail system here, kind of making our way towards the Yumcombs.
I love those training runs on the trail system.
Yeah,
It's
aren't
just,
they great?
It's just
Yeah.
it's a peaceful thing. You get a combination of noise, bands, and peace all in
Yeah,
one.
you really do. This kind of gets you, like I said, into the zone. And you can see from this picture, Moorhead did a great job last year of repaving a lot of those bike paths. Steve Moore over there worked hard with Moorhead Parks, and they got those cleaned up, and they're great for running. So.
And going under bridges here at no risk of trains or anything, that's crucial, of course.
You know. But boy, it looks
Yep.
good, nice
Heading
and
on
dry.
mile 10, we're still in the park system. Heading south.
Yep, so Yumcombs parking lot there. There'll be an aid station right there, and then coming up to American Crystal Sugar coming on board this year as a
Nice.
mile sponsor for us.
You know, and this is the part of the course where I think you can really get your mental focus really locked in, because you don't have these extraneous things going on.
No, you've kind of gotten out of that neighborhood. The party component of it is gone,
Yep.
and really it's just you and the trail.
That's the Red River to the right, for those of you who don't know. And we're still in Moorhead here. Fargo, Moorhead, the Red River separates Fargo and Moorhead, North Dakota and Minnesota. It's been a nice, friendly, tame river lately.
It's
Let's
been
hope-
okay, yeah.
Let's hope
Yeah,
that
far
keeps.
cry from 2009. And we'll pop up here and we'll hang a right and get back into some residential in Moorhead now.
And now we're going south on Moorhead in the residential streets.
And here, 7th Avenue. So this is Concordia. We'll
Concordia
be
College.
making our way towards MSUM. A great ad last year to the event, and they're excited about being part of it again.
That's Minnesota State Moorhead.
This
3
is-
colleges in Fargo Moorhead.
Awesome little loop here through MSUM, the mall, and just a quick kind of turn, big U-turn by the library, and then
Yep.
back out on 7th again.
Now we're heading on 7th. There's Concordia again, so you go back through Concordia.
Yep, here we'll take a left into Concordia campus, and boy, I don't know, out of the 12 years, I think they've been involved probably 10, 9 if I'm not mistaken. So.
Beautiful old collegiate kind of feel buildings.
Yep. Yeah, we're a college town, that's
Right.
for sure. So get out of Concordia and you're headed west here on 12th Avenue.
Again, flat. You know,
Yeah.
It's just flat.
Yeah, still haven't seen many hills, have we?
There's the levee system to the left that used to be houses.
And now we'll be heading south, making our way towards Gooseberry Park.
Right. And Gooseberry is where the route takes another turn and then goes over to Fargo over the bridge here pretty shortly.
Yep.
Heading into take a right to Gooseberry right here.
And this is nice too. You know, what a great, it's a great ad. When we can utilize this, and that
Right.
the bridge between Gooseberry and Lindenwood is such a nice feature now. And
Mile 14 right now. It's actually just passed into 15.
there we go.
There's the bridge. A new bridge actually.
Yeah.
Just recently built.
Yep, yeah, great bridge. I think they're going to do the same at Oak Grove eventually, so that'll be nice. So a little bit more bike path here.
Yeah, this is Lindenwood Park now, and this is again the bike trail system.
Yeah, if you're from the area, you most likely have run
Right.
on this course
This is-
before, but the people coming from out of town, probably not. I like to think of this as the last peaceful moment of the course
Right.
before it gets crazy. So
You know, that's a good way to put it, because in Fargo, once you get into the A Street area,
Yep.
and we'll get to that here shortly, but it's some pretty good stuff.
yeah,
Now we're heading north. Now we're heading west.
loop around this elementary school here.
Mile 16.
So we're going north on 7th Street now, and this is the 7th, 8th, 9th Street combination really is a nice ad.
That'll never go away.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I think we'd be making a mistake if we did that. So.
And here we go. That's as we head to 8th Street.
There's your sister company,
It is.
WDAY, and here we go. We're going south down 8th Street, and
Mile 18 right now.
I think there, out of the 58 bands, there's probably 18 on 8th Street alone.
What a great place to watch, because in the marathon leaders, you're going to start to see maybe some separation or some gamesmanship going on around 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. Well, and again, if you've done marathons, you know that 18 to 20, that's where you start hitting the wall.
Right.
So the enthusiasm, the loud music, the fans cheering, hopefully will get you through that mental
Especially
block.
if you're a 4 or 5 hour marathoner, you can count on the fans still being there. That's for sure.
Yeah. And certainly don't want to slight 9th Street, because they do an excellent job as well. So 8th and 9th are just,
These are older houses, historic areas of Fargo.
Yep.
Mile 20. Now it starts getting down to business.
Now we're inching our way to downtown. But
I always separate the marathon into 2 races, 1 to 20 and then 21 to 26. Here's downtown Fargo. Mile 22.
There we go, infamous Broadway.
The Fargo Theater, the famous Fargo Theater right there on the left.
And back under 10th Street. Now next year, hopefully 2nd Street will be back in play, and we won't have as
It's
many.
under construction right
Yep.
now. Right.
Yep. This will be nice. You've got the big churches to your left here as you're really kind of making your way down the 3 mile stretch here.
This is mile 23. And for your first time marathoners, this is when you can smell the finish.
And Oak Street is such a great, it's a great one to finish on. The fan support is tremendous. There's the new road there, the new golf course.
Now we're heading
North on 3rd
right
Street
now.
again here, by El Zago.
Inching our way back to the Dome is what we're doing here.
Yeah. So nice thing this year, now we'll come up to 17th Avenue. All the races will come back on 17th.
Okay.
Last year we were split a little bit. Everybody will come on 17th. This is where I hope to see that last mile just lined with
Here's where you
people.
can hear the people inside the Fargo Dome. And as you finish, you'll go down the central, take a loop around, and then go down the ramp and finish inside. That door will hopefully be open. And there you have it. That's our look at the 12th annual Fargo Marathon course. Enjoy the time, enjoy the atmosphere, and most importantly, enjoy your whole weekend.